Good morning, Mrs. Moen. How are you?
I am wonderful. How are you, Mrs. Ryder?
Fantastic. I'm living the dream. My life is on schedule right now.
Ooh, that's a good
Ooh.
topic.
You want to talk about schedules?
Let's do it.
Okay. So, a lot of people in our group is expanding, by the way. Kind of cool. Thank you.
Yay.
So a lot of people in our group are talking about schedules and how to figure it out during quarantine. So Miss Moen and I have taken a little bit of time together to talk about schedules, and I think it starts with making a list, and that list is everything that you need to do, and it doesn't matter how it's organized. You just need to get everything that's in your head dumped down onto a piece of paper. So whether it's the kids' dance classes, lunch, dinner, breakfast, prayer time, walk time, just write down everything that you want to do in a given day or over the course of a few days onto a piece of paper. And that's where I start, and then I build from there. What about you, Mrs. Moen? Would you agree with that?
I do agree with it. I think it's most important to just get everything down. It kind of helps settle your mind to have it written too. I think it's really important to actually write it down, jot it down. And for me, I like to keep it somewhere where I see it all day long. I put it on my counter, my kitchen counter, and I try not to have too much other stuff on my counter. Um, so yeah, for me, it's just jotting down the things that I need to do, want to do, things that are good for me to do, the self-care items, I include those,
Yeah.
and just getting it all kind of on paper, important.
Nice, yeah. And then, so once we've got everything on a piece of paper, um, I like to, I like your word. We were talking about this earlier, and Gretchen used the word pillars. And I really like that because there are certain things that create your day, breakfast, lunch, dinner. And they're just kind of natural start and stopping moments throughout the day to reset. So we talked about building around this. And tell me how you normally do that on any given day, Mrs. Owen.
Yeah, so I do it the night before. I'll plan for the next day, that evening before, and start with definitely the things that I need to get done. And then in terms of the timing, yeah, I mean, right now it's so much about meals because we're eating a lot more meals together. Lunch and dinner most days are together. Dinner's always together right now.
Mm-hmm.
So starting with those things and then kind of filling in around it.
Right.
And then keeping on the side kind of a list of things that aren't really scheduled for a specific time slot, um, but are things to fill in with as we go. Like we're working on this happiness course, we're taking this Yale happiness well-being course,
Yeah.
and watching those videos and reading those readings, you can do 10, 20 minutes at a time. So that just fills in where there are gaps.
Yes. And I like to the list that we both brainstormed, right, with our families respectively. Um, Last night, I stole another idea from you. Listen, I am always stealing ideas from this woman. Always. So pay attention to her. Last night we just kind of everybody picked whatever they wanted out of the fridge, and I warmed up dino nuggets, hmm
Hey,
and potato skins, the TGI Friday potato skins. And we
yep.
played apples to apples. We put and I chopped up peppers, and we had hummus, and we had fruit out, and we just had everything on the lazy Susan. And we played apples to apples while we ate dinner, and it was great because it was game night, dinner night. So I
Yeah.
can actually go highlight that off of that other list that we had done. So that's a great idea. Um, yeah, for me with the pillars, I try to stay pretty consistent. So Rich is still working full time from home. So he's at work by 8:30, 9, right? So I try to be in my office by 9. Um, getting my head together for what I need to do with you and for the business. And usually after we're done, we have lunch, and then I will do my own things on my follow-up time. But then I start doing projects around the house. Um, and I found my old TRX band, so I'm working on making more time for that. So that's something that I want to do.
Yeah.
And then I typically say from 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock every night for family and dinner time.
Hmm.
So I mean, we might eat at 5:30 or we might eat at 7:45, just
Yeah.
depending on right where anyone is at that given point in the day. You know, if we want to go play a game of basketball, or if I'm going to make the girls go for a walk with the dog. So yeah. Okay. What about you? Um, Flexibility. How are you allowing for flexibility? Because I think that's the third thing that we really need to build around, is having some flexibility in the schedule. So how are you handling that?
Well, I mean, this is kind of my schedule. I'll hold it up here. People can see
I know
potentially.
that girl.
Yeah. Um, so I'll just kind of walk you through it. And I think it addresses the flexibility. So this morning I needed to go pick up my mom's dog from her house. He's having a little field trip hanging out with my dog for a couple days. So that was this morning. And mornings are, it's kind of, there's a lot of flexibility in the first hour or two of the mornings, whether, people might be eating, they might not. People might be needing to go, do something. Maybe somebody wants to go take a walk, those kinds of things. It's very flexible. 10 o'clock every weekday, Linda and I have been meeting. It's wonderful to have that and that structure. And then at 12:30 we break, and all of us in this house break, and we have lunch around 12:30. And again, it might be 11:30, it might be 12, it might be 12:30, because
Yeah.
of how time is right now. Things are just, it's an approximation. Everything is kind of an approximation.
True.
Then from 1:30 to like 3:30 or 4:30, I'm just doing my thing. So like today I'll work on some work tasks, some specific things that we've set forth, some testing with some video things, and then I'm gonna walk the dogs, both the dogs. And then at 4:30-ish each day, sometime between 4:30 and 6, try to do a workout
Mhm.
and try to get the other people in my house to be active and outside or working out as well. And then we'll come together around 6:30. Again, could be 6, could be 8, whatever, for dinner. And after dinner is TV time. So those are that's kind of how every day goes. There is actually a lot of flexibility right now,
Yeah.
versus, in the past when things have had to be at much more specific times.
Yeah. I'm actually rather enjoying it.
Yeah, it's nice. It's not, I would say that I'm getting more used to it now. It's not really where I excel. I like to have specific times and specific places I need to be and all of
Mhm.
that. But taking it a little slower and having this flexibility is a blessing.
Yeah, I agree. Well, thank you for sharing with us. I hope maybe this helps a couple of people just get a better wrap around their day and just understand that, I mean, it is so fluid right now that I will say the biggest obstacle that I'm having right now with the girls being out of everything is their dance teachers are sending them all of their things on Zoom, but now the Girl Scouts are doing Zoom. So it's interesting trying to work their schedule around.
Mm,
Um, so I've actually sent them all communication that I've gotten from their teachers and things like that, and told them this morning they need to make a schedule of when they're supposed to be where and give it to me
yeah,
so I can help reinforce that. But I feel like they need to figure out where they're supposed to be and when, just so it kind of allows them to structure their day around their responsibilities rather than me telling them this is where you need to be and this is what you need to be doing.
Yeah, I
They
agree.
can take responsibility.
I agree. Here we've instituted once a week, Colin's making dinner. And so he has to choose. We do the meal planning like on Saturday or Sunday because we're getting Instacart deliveries like in the middle of the week.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense for us to all sit together now and do the meal planning and decide what it is people are making, what do we want to eat, what are people making, and when are they making it. So Colin's night is Thursday nights for the foreseeable future, and he has to let me know by the weekend what he's going to make so that we can make sure we have the ingredients. So same kind of thing, trying to provide him with these bits of structure like the meal planning and the meal prep and
Yeah.
then the exercise time each day.
Yeah. And it's fun, you know, I mean, I think with the kids too, I'm trying to give them different options for exercise. So
Mhm.
while they can still do their dance classes online, you know, they can go ride their bikes, they can go for a run, they can walk the dogs, they can play basketball.
Yeah.
I might teach them TRX.
Awesome.
So we'll see. But yeah, awesome. Any other notes, any other words of wisdom or anything you'd like to leave for our friends today?
I couldn't hear you. I couldn't hear that last part.
Do you have any words of wisdom or things you want to share with our friends today?
I think that one of the most important things is just write it down. Jot it down for yourself. Leave it in a place where you can see it.
Yeah,
Your schedule.
it doesn't have to be fancy either. Here's mine. See,
Yeah.
you can, the day and just approximate times. That's it. Do
Yep.
it the night before. You sleep better because you know what you've got on your plate for the next day, and you've got a little bit bigger sense of control.
Yeah, you do. You have more control. You feel more settled. And I think you're more likely to get the things done, those things that are kind of like iffy whether you'll get to them. If they're written down, I really believe that you'll be more likely to get to them at some point. It's kind of
Yeah,
like nagging yourself in
because
writing.
it's so fun to like cross through or check it off.
Mm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you, Ms. Mo, and I appreciate your time and your energy today.
Thank you. Take
And
care.
we will be in touch soon, and I look forward to talking to you tomorrow.
Sounds great.
All right, bye, baby
Bye.
cakes.